Today we are going to be making a cucumber soup. This is great in the summer, or for us, we're making it in the winter. We actually froze a bunch of pureed cucumbers. So in order to do this, we're just going to jump right in. We will have some cucumber puree, as I said, and then some potatoes and onions. So we are also making this out of pre-sauteed potatoes and onions. If you are not doing that, which most people won't, you're going to want to have a stock pot like this and 2 tablespoons of butter or oil of your choice. And then you'll want at least 1 cup of diced potatoes and at least 1 cup of diced onion. So I am actually going to do 2 cups of our potato onion mixture that's already sauteed, so plan accordingly with that. So we are going to go ahead and get started here. You'll want to saute them until the onions are translucent and the potatoes are soft. So I'm just going to go ahead and add mine in here over medium heat. Once you have those sauteed, then we can go ahead and add our cucumber mixture, which will be 6 cups of cucumber puree, or the equivalent fresh. I would say you'd want to cut up at least 6 cucumbers. I don't remember what the conversion is. I ran mine through a food processor just to get them to cook down more easily. However, you can just chop them up kind of like the onions are, because we'll run everything through a blender or food processor again at the end. So I have my onions and potatoes in there now, and I'm going to add my cucumber puree right away here. So that was 4 cups. And again, we're going to do this kind of over medium heat, but generally we just want it to come to a boil. And then we'll reduce the heat and just simmer it for 15 or 20 minutes to reduce some of this liquid, because you can see the cucumber puree adds a lot of liquid. So we're just going to stir this up and get it boiling. Like I said, bring it to a boil and then reduce to a simmer for 15 to 20 minutes, and then we'll check back in for more seasoning. All right, so after you've let it simmer, we're going to go ahead and start adding in our flavoring. So if you want it to be runnier, you can add in chicken stock or water with your bouillon. We're just going to add the bouillon because we want it to be a little bit thicker. So we'll add about ½ a teaspoon of chicken bouillon here. You can see I'm using a 1/4. The rest of mine are dirty right now. So we'll do that. And then we're also going to add in ½ a teaspoon of parsley. And we'll just sprinkle this in here. Some other things you could add would be some dry mustard or salt to taste. We're going to just wait with the salt and let everyone add that themselves. But we are going to add a 1/4 of a teaspoon of black pepper here. And once you do that, we're going to mix this up again. And after that, we're going to run it through our Ninja. You can put it through a food processor or a blender. We just want to get it real fine before returning it to the pot. And then we will add a cup of heavy cream to really finish it off. And then you can serve it warm if you like, but typically this would be served cold, making it great for like make and take. You don't even have to have a microwave then. Or in the summer, just to have a nice, refreshing, cool down soup. You don't necessarily want something hot in the summer. So we're going to run this through our Ninja and show you the finished product. Now that our cucumber potato kind of mix here is blended, I did rinse out the pot, which you might want to do. Just make sure there's no chunks in there, or you'll get chunks in your soup, which is not what we're going for with this one. But we're going to go ahead and pour this back in. And you can do this in a storage bowl, large Pyrex or something, if you just want to put it straight into the storage. We don't really need to cook it any longer. I'm just doing this because I'm going to put it into individual containers. So put this all back in there, and then we have our heavy cream here. We're going to start with 1 cup. You can adjust this up if you want a creamier soup, or you can use a low-fat milk if you don't want heavy cream, or maybe a coconut cream, although that will change the flavor. But that is an option if you want this to be a vegan-friendly recipe. Or if you're going for like an elimination diet and you don't want dairy in here, feel free to use another thicker cream. Like I said, like that coconut cream, or you could perhaps make like a cashew style cream, something like that. Anyway, you're just gonna mix this up nicely before transferring it to a bowl to eat if you want it warm. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and put it in small single-serve Pyrex containers and freeze it, and then we can pop it out as necessary. Again, this is traditionally served cold, but it tastes pretty good warm too, so kind of personal preference on what you're feeling that day. Thank you so much for joining us. Head over to the blog if you want a printable recipe of this. I would love to hear if you're looking for other recipe ideas. Let me know what you'd like to see. And if you haven't already, leave us a thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks again.